Have you ever done something kind for a stranger, only to wish you hadn't? Because that's exactly what happened to Daniel Hayes, a single father from Denver, Colorado, whose one act of kindness changed everything. But what he discovered later, no one saw coming. Daniel wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. He was just a hardworking mechanic trying to rebuild his life after tragedy. 3 years ago, his wife, Claire, died in a car accident, leaving him alone with his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. He promised her things would get better, that one day he'd give her the life her mother always dreamed of. And that chance finally came. After months of rejection, Daniel landed a final interview for a lead engineering job at Martech Industries, one of the biggest firms in Colorado. It was the kind of job that could change everything: better pay, benefits, a real future. He ironed his shirt 3 times that morning. Lily hugged him tight before school and whispered, "Good luck, Daddy." But Daniel never made it to that interview. Driving through downtown Denver, he saw an old woman stranded by the side of the road. Her car hood was up, smoke pouring out. She looked terrified. He hesitated. He was already running late. But something, maybe his daughter's voice in his head, told him to stop. So he pulled over. The woman was shaking. I don't know what's wrong," she said. Daniel smiled. "Don't worry, ma'am. I'm a mechanic. I can help." He got to work, hands black with oil, minutes ticking by. The woman thanked him over and over. When he finished, she grabbed his hand. "You're a good man, Daniel Hayes." He froze. "How do you know my name?" The woman smiled softly. "You dropped your resume earlier." He laughed awkwardly, took it back, and hurried off, now 40 minutes late. When he arrived at the company, the front desk told him the interview was over. He begged for a reschedule, but the receptionist shook her head. "I'm sorry, sir. The position's been filled." That night, he sat in his car outside Lily's school, staring at the steering wheel, defeated. He'd lost his shot, all because he stopped to help a stranger. But what happened next would turn his whole life upside down. 2 days later, Daniel got a call from an unknown number. "Mr. Hayes," a calm voice said, "we'd like to discuss an opportunity." He frowned. "Is this about the Martech job?" The caller replied, "Something better." The next morning, he arrived at a high-rise building downtown. The receptionist handed him a visitor badge with his name, and an NDA form to sign. Inside, he met Victoria Lane, the CEO of Lane Technologies, a rival company. And standing beside her, was the old woman from the roadside. Daniel's jaw dropped. "Mr. Hayes," Victoria said, smiling, "I believe you've already met my mother." He couldn't believe it. Victoria explained that her mother had wanted to test something, not technology, but character. She'd been searching for someone honest to lead a new prototype division after discovering corruption in her company. "You passed the test," she said. "You helped someone when no one was watching." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. He got the job on the spot. For the first time in years, things were finally looking up. But just when it seemed his life was turning around, something didn't feel right. Late one night, Daniel found an unsigned envelope in his new office. Inside was a USB drive. He plugged it into his computer, and what he saw made his blood run cold. The files showed internal transactions, secret payments made in his name. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Transfers he never made. Then a message popped up on the screen. "You're welcome. Keep quiet, or lose everything." He looked up, someone was standing outside his office door. It was Victoria. She smiled faintly. "I hope you like the arrangement. You've just been promoted." That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He knew something was off. So he went to the company records room and searched the archives. That's when he found it, a folder labeled Project Haven. Inside were blueprints, for military-grade drone systems, not the eco-tech solutions the company claimed to build. He realized the company wasn't saving the environment. They were selling weapons overseas. And his signature was on every single file. He'd been framed. He rushed home, heart pounding, grabbed Lily, and whispered, "Pack a bag. We have to go." But as he reached the door, the same old woman was standing in the driveway. Her eyes were cold this time. "Where are you going, Daniel?" she asked. "You lied to me," he said. "You're not who you said you were." She tilted her head. "You think kindness goes untested?" He froze. "What are you talking about?" "Victoria never existed," she said quietly. "You were chosen, Daniel. Chosen to finish what your wife started." He stepped back. "My wife?" The woman handed him a photo of Claire, smiling beside a research board labeled Lane Technologies. "She designed the prototype that could end war," the woman whispered. "But when she died, her work was stolen. We've been waiting for someone with her blood, and her courage, to finish it." He didn't understand. "Who are you?" The woman smiled sadly. "I'm the reason your wife's car crashed. But I'm also the reason your daughter's still alive." Daniel's chest tightened. You killed Claire." Tears filled her eyes. "It was an accident. But I couldn't let her dream die." She handed him a folder. Inside were blueprints signed in Claire's handwriting, a design for a machine labeled Haven. "Finish this," she said. "And everything will make sense." But Daniel didn't trust her. He took Lily and ran. The next morning, his story was everywhere. Engineer steals classified tech. Single dad under investigation. His life was destroyed overnight. His bank accounts frozen. His home seized. He went into hiding with Lily, living in a rundown motel on the outskirts of town. But something kept haunting him, the final words his wife wrote in her journal, found in the folder. "If you ever doubt me, follow the light." He didn't know what it meant. Until one night, the motel's power went out, and only one streetlight stayed on. He walked toward it and saw a small church with the same symbol engraved on the blueprints. Inside, he found a box buried beneath the altar. Inside the box, a flash drive. When he opened it, he saw a video of Claire. "Daniel," she said softly, "if you're watching this, it means I'm gone. The technology one created was never meant to harm, it was meant to protect. But the people funding me had other plans. Promise me you'll keep Lily safe, and finish what we started." He broke down. Everything finally made sense. The old woman hadn't been a stranger. She was Margaret Lane, Claire's mentor, the one who'd betrayed her. But now, she was trying to undo her mistake. Daniel brought the evidence to the FBI. It exposed a billion-dollar cover-up involving corrupt defense contractors, including Lane Technologies. Margaret Lane was arrested. And when asked why she chose Daniel, she said, "Because he helped me when no one else would. Even after what I'd done." Months later, Daniel rebuilt his life. He opened his own workshop, Haven Mechanics, named after his wife's dream project. He never became rich, but he became something better, free. And every night, as Lily drifts to sleep, he still wonders. Was that encounter destiny, or punishment? Because sometimes, the people we stop to help, aren't strangers at all. We've all been there, torn between kindness and caution. What would you have done in his shoes? Comment, stop, if you'd have helped, or drive, if you'd have kept going. And if you believe good deeds still matter in this world, subscribe, because the next story might just remind you why humanity still has a chance.